Alright guys, today is day 1182. It's just me out here today. And I didn't really get anything done with the EV conversion side, but mainly the restoration side. You can see we've been putting boards on the battery boxes and stuff, so we've been trying to see how those front ones are going to fit in here. And in our goal to doing that, we realized that the old power steering pump was still in there. Or not pump, sorry, the rack was still in there. And we're not going to use that for the new car. We're not going to have power steering. So this is a manual steering rack. Or on depowers, I guess you can call it. And we had originally just bought like the rack here. We didn't have the tie rods. But we couldn't get the tie rods off the other one, so we eventually just bought some and put it on here. But today it was just me. I put the tie rods on, hooked them up to the, I don't know what you call it, hooked them up to the wheel over there, and put it back. This steering shaft, I guess you can call it, on the old one was stuck at this joint down here. Not up there, but down here. And what we had to do is, basically there's, I don't know if I can turn this. Yeah, I can. So this crevice right here, you have to put a chisel or something in here and kind of hit it to get it to come apart a little bit and slide it off this way. A lot of people have this problem. It's like the Porsche thing, it gets stuck. So I put them anti-seize on there and put it back. But that linkage is in, the two bolts are in, so it's not going anywhere. The steering wheel is in there. Oh, I got the sway bar back. That sway bar hasn't been in there since we took the engine out in like 2022. So like a really, really long time ago. So yeah, the steering is done and that sway bar is back in. Remember, we did all that just so that we kind of have a better idea of what the engine bay is going to look like. You know, what it's really going to look like when we're trying to put the battery boxes in there, not with all the power steering stuff. Another thing I did though was, and this wasn't today, this was a while ago. I was getting the interior kind of ripped out a little bit. So this seat is actually, it just moves. It's not in here, but it's in here for now. But I can sit down in here. I can show you this steering wheel. The nut is not in there right now because I had to put it back on to line up the wheels. But I took out the center console, labeled all the wires, got it all removed, took out all this, the radio, everything had to come out. I have a feeling we're gonna have to get rid of this dash when it comes time to start wiring all this stuff up, but I just haven't taken it apart yet. So got all that done. And one last thing I did, the back seat. We are definitely not using this back seat. We're gonna try and mount this battery, the longest one. This will be the other side of the T, so the long one that runs like this, not long ways, like that. The long one we're gonna try and put in that back seat. So I took the back seat out. It's right up here. It's really only glued in. There's no bolts. The bottom is glued in. So all along the white is glued in, and then there's not a pinch weld, but there's like a little thing right here, and that's where all these clips clip to, right here. So they clip to the thing. So you just pop those out and peel up the glue and carpet, and that comes out pretty easily. So that's gone. We're not gonna use that. That's not going back in. And I think that's it. So really just trying to get the car ready for some batteries. Motor's still there. So yeah. Alright guys, today is 1185. Just me today out here again. Today, all I did was rebuild the back brakes. So a long time ago we did the front ones and those came out great. But we had the back ones painted and ready to rebuild, and put back on the car for a long time. They sat over there hanging for literally a year. But today, it was just me. So I'm trying to tackle all the projects that I can that don't require, my dad's expertise about, mounting the batteries or anything. So here they are. Everything still spins, but there's definitely a brake pad in there, so you can hear it now. But it still spins, which is good. And, there's some pressure because the motor's in there. But, I mean, it spins just about as easy as, my Jeep's does, so I figured it's all right. You can kind of see it in here. These back ones are different than the front ones. A lot of people have videos on rebuilding the front ones, but they don't have videos on the back ones. These suck a lot more than the front ones. The way you get this piece and the other piece, the moving piece, to align with each other are these two metal rods that come out that act like a spring, and they suck to get on, especially by yourself. And I did this one over here in this crevice over here, so you can kind of like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's in there. And the paint job we did on there was really bad. The paint job I did on there was pretty bad. a long time ago. So I just got a brush and some spray paint, and just where you can see the brake, just went over it with a brush and some spray paint to make it, you know, not look trash. But yeah, rear brake's rebuilt.
All right, bud. What day is it?
Today is day 1388.
Yeah.
Of the old project.
It sure is.
We made good progress today. We had a little bit of a front end deconstruction day and a battery box building day. So I guess we can't see it, but under this battery box is the first piece of our battery box mount. So that this little angle iron thingamajigger there kind of looks like a square with ends on it. Basically, the idea is that we're going to run some threaded rod through the frame to attach to there, and find some way to mount the front of the car and put a battery on top of it is the idea.
Yeah, that's the idea. I think this is kind of going up against where the track bar hangs down also from the frame. We're sort of wondering if I can make a bracket that just actually hang both things off of that, but I don't think so. We'll probably need to go do our own thing so we're not, you know, that the load is calculated for that track bar mount for the track bar load, not for hanging a heavy battery off. But anyway, we took, like Charlie said, we took this front off, which is helping us see the top of this frame right here going up to the bumper. So you might be able to see where, I don't know if you can see down in there where the
I can show it from down here.
But anyway, that's the idea. And then there's going to be another battery, like here, another battery module, kind of at an angle. I think we've talked about this in previous videos. It's not great. It's not the best battery layout, but we're trying to make do with what we have. Maybe in the future, if we change batteries, we'll be able to like make a better custom battery box with modules that actually we can fit in here. But with the volt battery module that we have, which is under those raincoats, we're just doing our best to fit it in there. So anything else, bud?
Other than us throwing, we definitely are going to need to do body work eventually. One of the main concerns, and I guess you can't really see it right now, but when the front battery's in there, that metal angle iron in the front is going to be sitting pretty proud of the lower end of the front bumper. And with us, we have a 924S, which means it has the 924 body style, meaning that front bumper is a lot sharper than a 944, meaning if it was a flatter bumper, you wouldn't see it, but since our bumper is so sharp and angled back, you're going to see that big piece of angle iron sticking out. So eventually we'll have to do something with that.
Mm-hmm.
But,
well, anyway, a little bit of progress.
Yep.
Good job, bud. All right, man. What day is it?
1,394. So, a few days from
What did we do today?
We built this. I'm not going to touch it because it's still really hot, but this is our second battery mount. This is the one that'll be kind of at an angle. You'll notice that this side is shorter than this side. That's by design. We're planning on mounting them to the original engine mounts. So the mounts will kind of mount on the side,
right
under here.
Maybe
this is towards the front of the car. Like
maybe what I'll do is use this as a reminder to Charlie, editor Charlie, to put in some screenshots right here in the video of the little 3D model. And if people look at this and go, "Man, that's a funky way to mount the batteries," yeah, we're not thrilled about the battery mounting situation, but this is, unfortunately, to be able to get this volt battery back here in this shape and the way that they break apart, and the limited geometry we have to mess with in here, this is what we came up with. Yeah. So
it's a small car.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, there's more room, but just the batteries can't break down into small enough things to fill that space. So we'll put some screenshots in. Hopefully you saw those. That's kind of the best we came up with. And, you know, the point is to get the car rolling and do something. Maybe in a couple years, we'll replace those batteries with something else. But
yeah.
Anyway, man, I thought your wells look great.
Look, it ain't bad.
No, man, those are fantastic.
It's all right. it'll hold.
Yeah, I think those look really great.
Yeah. And if you're also wondering at home, wait, but that's only 2 batteries, isn't there 3? Yes, there is 3. I don't know if we've said it yet, but the third one's going to be in the back seat.
Yeah, third one we're
Nowhere
gonna.
else to put it.
So the third one is the long one, and that one we'll put across the back and try to even out the weight from the batteries in the front. So our weight balance isn't going to be perfect.
It's going to be close though.
But it's going to be okay. I think the motor in the back plus that battery, we're going to move that rear battery up a little bit to kind of, in front of the rear axle a little. So.
And we'll try and put all the inverter, well, probably not the inverter, but
yeah,
all the other components we have, as much stuff as we can stick in the front, we will.
Yeah. Anyway, great job, bud. All right, bud. What day's today?
Monday. I don't know. Maybe we should just start saying days of the week instead of the actual amount of days on a project.
It's day 1424.
1424, there you go.
What do we do today?
Kind of a pivot. All the previous videos of us working on the front batteries.
Yeah, we pulled those in.
We did y'all saw us build the mounts for them and stuff. We're still figuring out how to mount the mounts to the body. But instead of doing that, we tackled this today, which is the back box. So it's not pretty. Doesn't look very good, but
I wouldn't say that. I think it looks pretty dang good.
On this side. We've installed basically 3 pieces of angle iron. These 2 run from this center console brace to another 90 right here. So that's being held by the bottom of this perpendicular brace to it. So this is all pretty strong. Those are all welded in, grinded, and painted. Those are solid. Then this one back here, there was a bowl right here for the transaxle and the transmission housing, and we cut that out. So it's kind of like a 90 now. And then we put us a piece of angle iron. We just notched the angle iron right here, and then dropped it down, and it fits over these slits, and then welded it in. So these 2 are flat, and our battery does fit.
Here, let's put that in there. So this is the battery box we're planning to put back there. Here, you want to?
Yeah, let's put it in there.
So, yeah.
Something like that.
So something like that. I think that looks pretty good, man.
I think it'll work.
I think it will work. And, you know, how we're going to final up this enclosure, well, we're going to worry about that later. But the idea, first of all, is to just get a structure that the battery could sit on. So, that's the largest of the modules in that volt pack. So after we get that one done, we just have to figure out those 2 in the front. Anyway, I think that's pretty cool that we've got at least the mounts. They're welded. They're ready for paint, right? They're primed. I'm pretty happy with that. What about you?
I think it'll work.
All right. Good job, bud.